Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigil here and welcome back to another video. So it's about that time again, we upgrade the tier list. And this time, some major changes are actually compared to the previous tier list. But yeah, this is going to be a tier list mainly based on the performance in raids and soul raids. I'm gonna care about the Arena and Champions Arena a little bit, but if something is very good only in Arena and Champions Arena, is not gonna go above B tier because the raids and stories performance is much more important in my book. So over here we're going to have some tiers. It's basically how every tier list works. SS tier is the best, S tier is the second best, and then we have A, B, C, D decreasing. And I'm also gonna have a second tier here where I'm gonna talk a little bit about the pay to win side of things, which means the interactions with the pay to win artifacts to be more specific. But this is going to mainly focus on the free to play side of things. And we're gonna start off with my boy Atlantean Armor Aquaman. Easy B tier. He's amazing in Arena Champions, are not useless in raids and soul raids. He's got some healing, he's got some power drain. Ace Green Arrow, I'm gonna put him in like C tier. I haven't used this many in ages. He's got his uses. He's definitely got his uses in terms of the fact that he is very good at power draining the enemy. He power locks the enemy when he tags out. He's good for phase 4 in league raids, for example, and other stuff that you want to prevent from getting to super move, but I'm not using him that often. Then we're gonna have my boy here, Arkham Knight Batman. I'm gonna put Arkham Knight Batman in A tier. I feel like that's a decent spot for him. He's great in Arena Champions. Arena buffs the crap out of your characters that are agility and tech. And on top of that, he can be used with League of Anarchy to set up stuns, or can be used with Batwoman the Drowned in order to buff her dot damage. A cheaper version is going to be John Grunatra from the Lake Store, of course, but this man also gives some more health to Robin King, so it's a bit of an upgrade in that regard. But not essential. So A tier, I feel like it's a good spot. And it puts the Armored Superman in C tier. He's good at the start of the game, I guess, giving you some defense, having a shield that bypasses the first special used against him, but he really doesn't hold up long term. Atrocitus C tier is fine, I guess. He's giving you some buffs when you tag in and out. You don't need him in Soul Rays, you don't need him in Arena, but he's there. He's doing something. We get the Silver Wonder Woman. I don't know which one of them. I'm just gonna give her D tier because she's useless. Black Adam. I'm gonna put it at B tier. I would really be biased if I put him in A tier, though I like the character very much. Though B tier is definitely the place to be for him. So he's very good in Arena and Champions Arena, and he can be used as a budget damage dealer for raids and soul raids. But as soon as you get the proper teams, you're not gonna see him again. You got Bane in C tier. Silver Bane is gonna give you a bit of a buff on the basic hits. And again, it's something very situational and something you can use with Manta, I guess. Buff the damage on your basic hits, but there are better options. It's like your last option. We got the Gold Blue Beetle. D tier doesn't really do anything. He's like trying to do a lot of things on his basic hits, but they all suck. We got Manta, my boy Manta. I feel like A tier is fine for Manta too. He's gonna be a strong damage dealer, but he's gonna be very hard to gear up and max out. And a little bit of a problem with Manta. The main selling point of Manta is easy 2 billion damage when paired up with Raven. But since the Twin Blades, you're gonna reach that point a lot faster with King plus Raven, so you don't have that much of a chance to rush towards getting him. Now, the Batman Ninja team, I'm gonna talk about all the main Batman Ninja characters at once since I saw Robin over here. So, in the last tier list, if you remember, we had a separate tier for them where it just said bugged. Also, I think I'm gonna do another tier below, and it's gonna be called the F tier because I want to differentiate a bit between some characters because there are some characters that are bad and there's some characters that are incredibly bad. But yeah, the Batman Ninja team, they're in a very weird spot right now. And I'm gonna put all of them in the A tier, I guess. And Joker. Joker is better. Joker is actually better since the last update because of the way the lethal stacks work. They're no longer gonna reach their lethal attack stack peak that they had previously. So you're no longer gonna get that much damage. But that allows you to use Lord Joker with Puppet, which is actually gonna, fun enough, deal a lot more damage for the Batman Ninja team than the Batman Ninja Catwoman team is going to do, which is quite funny. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about the other Batman Ninja characters later because they're not really related to this. Blade Master Robin, decent combo builder. You don't need combo builders, that's the problem. Batman Flash was in S tier last video. He's gonna be just in A tier now. He's doing some percentage shell damage, but the broken interaction with the Twin Blade has been fixed, so we're no longer gonna see that out of him. We got Bat Ninja Batman. The only reason why he's not F tier is because he's got a good special one that blinds the enemy and follows them, so that's pretty good for in Champions right now. We got Harley in D tier. Her passive boosts the Batman Ninja character by characters by giving them some attack just by being in your roster, so I guess that's good, but not amazing. I'm gonna give Brainiac actually. I don't know where I put him last year, but I'm gonna give him uh, B tier now. Even C tier at this point is far better for the pay to win side of things, and might as well get into that and do some things. Manta's better for the pay to win side of things because I actually scrap this tier. I'm not gonna worry about it because there are some characters that are worse for the pay to win side of things because you got better options, but not gonna bother with that. But yeah, Manta's slightly better for the pay to win side of things. The Batman Ninja team is much better for the pay to win side of things. Not Catwoman so much because she kind of sucks with Beta Club now. And where's Brainiac? Yeah, Brainiac is much better for the pay to win side of things. Only going to outline the very, very different characters here. But yeah, back to this. We got Batman the Jump SS tier. Probably the best character in the game. Amazing. Easy to get, easy to gear up. Tons of damage. Absolute metric tons of damage. We got the classic Batman. D tier. He's got some gimmicks in the arena. I like the classic team, don't get me wrong, but I'm not gonna give him that high of a position for arena performance only, and it's not even that great. It's fun, but not great. We got the Captain Cold, F tier, Cheetah, F tier. They just don't do anything. They're bland characters. We got my boy Constantine, and last tier list I gave him B tier. And since then I have played him a lot more and kind of changed my mind. I was wrong about this. I'm sorry, Constantine. You're not worth B tier. You're worth C tier. You're garbage. Fucking garbage. I hate you. Yeah, let's move on. Collector vs Superman. B tier, I feel like, is extremely good in Arena Champions right now, but doesn't do much on raids and soul raids. He's got that reflective shield on the special too. That's just awesome. I'm gonna put classic Superman a tier higher than Batman because I feel like he's a more integral part of the classic team, and at the same time he can be used in soul raids for defense reduction. It's not that often that you use him for that purpose, but it's good enough. Classic Wonder Woman is gonna be all the way up in A tier because she's such a universal support character. You can use this with anybody. Everybody benefits from crit damage, and she's actually gonna be even a bit better for the pay to win side of things. Not much better, but a bit better because the synergy of this with Beta Club is pretty chill, pretty good. Deathstroke S tier. You just drop Puppet on him, you got the clones, and that's going to deal a lot of percentage hull damage. You can get, if you're fighting a 2 billion health fight and playing it well, 3-star Deathstroke, no gears with North Snow Globe can actually get you 1.4 billion damage, and that's kind of the most you can squeeze out of a character out of the box with no investment in it. Darkseid B tier, extremely strong in arena, useless in raids and soul raids. Dark Supergirl F tier, she's garbage. Her passive is trash and actually is inconvenient to use. Emerald Green Lantern, I guess, C tier. I sometimes use him with the King team with the clones because he gives you buffs on taggings, and one of the buffs is a chance to stun the enemy with your basic hits, and that's pretty useful with the clones. He's also giving you some power. So he's in soul rates with the King, with North Snoggle, a bit better than Atrocitus, because Atrocitus has that power steal, and you're thinking, yeah, that's great. Not really when you're trying to tank a super move with King and try to get a clone summoned and Atrocitus power rates because you tagged in and you no longer tank the super move. That's extremely frustrating. Enrage Bane is F tier, he's trash. Entangling Poison Ivy is going to be in the SS tier, is crucial for the League of Anarchy team. If you were to keep any of the League of Anarchy members and have to give up all the others, you would keep EPI. They don't work without her. She's just absolutely amazing, and EPI is a kind of Raven to the point where you put all your energy into buffing EPI is actually one of the strongest possible teams in the game. It's a bit overkill, but can be used in some situations. Firestorm D tier only because the dot passive. Though I'm ashamed to admit I've used it a bit because it increases your dot resistance, and I've used it in some situations. Flora EPI. Yeah, D tier, I guess. She's got a nice special too, but that's about it. Golden Armor Wonderman, C tier. She's also on the point where she's strong in Arena and Champions Arena, but I feel like she's a lot less strong than other characters that are in B tier for that purpose, and she needs a lot more investment to get to that point. The new Supergirl who's missing the heads. I swear on the picture I put out there, she did have a heads. Fearless Steel Supergirl, but uh, the tier list maker did not allow her to keep having a head, I guess. So that sucks. Oh god damn, you can see my nipple. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, she's gonna be an A tier. It's gonna basically serve the same purpose as Classic Wonderman to the point of buffing characters. And I've noticed some things about her that I kind of want to share with you guys a bit. Uh, I'm definitely forgetting to use her a lot of the times because she could definitely buff my League of Anarchy team. But the point is, she's going to be extremely strong if you're not reaching 2 billion damage with Batman the Jones or League of Anarchy. As soon as you're doing that without any outside help, she's useless. She can be used in other teams and other synergies, but basically most of what she does is summed up to that. So it's a bit of a weird spot, and she's got no head at the moment. I'm sorry. Grid D tier, he does something, I guess. Hawkman D tier, he's trash. You're never gonna use him with Black Adam. You're never gonna use him in general. We'll see how this develops when we get the third Flawed Justice teammates, but this is not looking promising. Hellboy D tier, I guess. He's not doing much except for healing from dots, which you can definitely use him in very situational fights where you need to tank dot hazards. So he's very good for new players, but there are a lot other ways around that type of situation. Harley SS tier, amazing damage dealer. Then we have Horrific Scarecrow. I don't know if I should give him D tier. Yeah, D tier is fine. Also, put Hellboy in D tier as well, because they kind of fit that same situational support that Atrocitus does and Emerald Green Lantern does, so I feel like it's only fair for them to be there. Ash, D tier for flex points, because this man is flexing on the enemy, but other than that, he's not really doing anything. We got Just League Aquaman, D tier, honestly. Or C tier. D tier, he's the situational support for a team that's not even that great, so that's a pretty rough spot to be in, actually. That's actually a pretty damn rough spot to be in. Also, the Just League team. Last tier list, I gave them A tier, but I feel like that was overrating them by a lot. Because the thing is, they reached the same damage as Puppet Black Adam, if not less. So yeah, the Just League team boys are gonna be in B tier. They are a decent budget option for raids and soul raids, don't get me wrong, but they are not that great. Just League Batman, D tier, he gives them a shield. And yeah, with Aquaman, he gives you armor pierce for Justice Team, because that's what I was talking about. The problem is, you very rarely need it. You only need it in fights that have armor. And if the fight doesn't have armor, then you're going to be better off putting a Silver Bane in there to buff you instead. Also, there's no longer the good synergy between Justice Team and Twin Blades, so that's no longer gonna be an issue or a thing for Aquaman to be doing. Justice Superman C tier. He's just trash. He's in the same level as the Golden Armor Wonder Woman, only she's got the challenge. You gotta buy a chest for Superman and his gears, which is just absolute garbage. I'm not spending my money for that thing. Next up, we got John Stewart Green Lantern. Bro, like, honestly, A tier. This man is amazing at buffing Batman the Drowned. He's the cheapest option to go ahead and start doing that. And on top of everything else, he can also be used in a lot of fights to deny the hazard secondary effects. For example, in the fight against final boss Batman Who Laughs in his soul rates, if you have this man in the team, you no longer start getting infected and you no longer turn for the enemy, which is absolutely amazing. Nightmare Batman C tier for one reason alone. This is a very annoying man to put in your defensive team for the opponent in Champions Arena. Implant Aquaman. Oh boy, you guys have been waiting for this for a long time. In every tier that I did so far for the free-to-play side of things, he was one tier below the maximum tier. But now with the Twin Blades and with how Twin Blade works currently, to the point where it's a weaker beta club for the free-to-play side of things, my boy King finally made it in the SS tier. Let's go, round of applause for my boy. He's doing great. He's doing absolutely great. He can do the same thing that Deathstroke does with North Snow Globe, and on top of everything else, he can do the 2 billion damage type of deal. Then we have the Black Adam, A tier. Solid character, can do his percentage shell damage very fast. You can squeeze him into anything you want, and plus he's got currently that very strong sort of Banshee Puppet team that, even though it got a bit nerfed with the Puppet no longer having tag out disable working, it's still strong. Joker, it's gonna be S tier. It's basically Harley but a bit worse, which you're going to use in situations where you can't really use Harley. He's fine, not that great as the other options, and you're going to very rarely use him, but that doesn't make him less strong, and a lot of people don't have gears for Harley, so they're going to use Joker instead. Martian Manhunter, I'm gonna put him at C tier, though something to keep in mind that I didn't really utilize in the past for him is pretty good with teams that use Puppet, because he extends the duration of the negative effects of the Puppet users, so you can definitely use him for that purpose. Mr. Freeze for the free-to-play side of things, I feel like it's A tier. Kind of the same deal as Manta, though I feel like he's a bit stronger than Manta. You can use him with Puppet to deal a decent amount of damage. It's gonna be hard to get, hard to gear up, but after you have done all of that, it's gonna be pretty good for you. Catwoman. Both of the Catwomans that have a passive that makes them give you more gold from operations, F tier. A multiverse team. Okay, so multiverse Flash and multiverse Armored Supergirl are gonna get an easy B tier. They're very good in Arena Champions Arena and can be used as a budget team in raids and soul raids, though they're gonna be real far from the best option out there. Then we have Multiverse Black Lightning, which is gonna be in D tier because I guess he does something. Multiverse Batwoman D tier, does something. Multiverse Mr. Freeze D tier, he does something, I guess. And Multiverse Supergirl, like normal one, is gonna be in C tier. Same with Ace Green Arrow. Multiverse Supergirl is going to be the best support for Arena for the Multiverse team because she's going to give you a ton of damage resistance. Basically, if you're below 50% health, you're gonna take half the damage you normally take. That's insanely good. And Green Arrow is a good support for Puppets, Multiverse Armored Supergirl, and Soul Raids, because it's gonna help her activate Puppet a lot faster and keep it more constantly. It's a must if you're using her with Puppets. Multiverse White Canary D tier, I guess she does something. Mythic Wonder Woman is gonna be C tier because she's got an Armor Pierce special 1 and a Reflective Shield special 2. So that's decent for Arena. It's basically doing the same things that Golden Armor Wonder Woman is doing, but a bit worse with 10 times less investments. Nightwing, D tier, I guess he does something. He's trying to do a lot of things, my man Nightwing, but he's not really coming out with anything amazing. Brother Batman is gonna be all the way into B tier. He's basically Arkham Knight Batman, but a bit worse. You're mostly gonna use him for setup for Harley. Power Girl is gonna be in the A tier. Same with where is him? Where's my boy Dr. Fate? We have a Dr. Fate in here. This is Soul's tier Dr. Fate. I'm looking for the silver Dr. Fate. But there's no way we don't have that. Oh, we do have him. There we go. A tier, both of them. They both basically do the same thing. Dr. Fate is a bit better because it also reduces the enemy's defense by 10%, but who cares? They're always gonna find a spot in a team. Always there's gonna be benefit from decreasing your power cost by 2. One of the most long-standing supports in Injustice 2 Mobile, and they're gonna keep being that. Art Supergirl, absolute garbage. Primal Swamp Thing, absolute garbage. I'm sorry, memes aside. Raiden? C tier, I guess. He's good in Arena and Champions Arena with his third special because he splits it to the entire enemy team. Raven S tier, absolute beast. The best support character in the game. Yeah, I know I haven't touched on the pay to win side of things in a bit. So as far as I'm looking at this and what else we got here going, we're going to put Robin King over here in the S tier because he's great. He buffs the crap out of Batman the Drowned. And we're gonna move on to the pay to win tier list because from now on we don't care about it anymore. We are done with the characters that are gonna be a bit different for the pay to win side of things. So let's just get this sorted out and move on because I don't want to do it at the end because there's people who skip to the end of the video. Okay, so Super, I feel like it's a bit better for the pay to win side of things because of the bait club interaction. But yeah, there's people who skip to the end of the video and they're gonna see this and they're gonna be like, what? How is this a tier list, buddy? King is better for the pay to win side of things, but not much better. He used to be much better, but he's just better because now the free to play side of things has the twin blades. Mr. Freeze is much better for the pay to win side of things, obviously. Raven's better, though she's great for the free to play side of things as well. Oh, the Shazam, the garbage Shazam is better for the pay to win side of things, though you don't really want to use him anyway. Free goddamn trash. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's about it. That kind of covers the pay to win versus free to play side of things. I mean, Constantine is a bit better for the pay to win side of things, but he's just garbage overall. But yeah, moving back to this. Yeah, I put Shazam. Red Hood is pretty good actually. It's gonna be in B tier because it's gonna be a situational support character for soul raids, but it's gonna be pretty decent. I find myself using Red Hood often enough. He works well with Batman the Drowned, he works well with Mr. Freeze with Puppet, he works well with any Puppet team basically. Because you're gonna use his Superman for free, you don't care about this power you're spending. And you're getting 30 seconds extended duration of the fights. Aquaman, D tier. Hold on a second. Just sneezed, I muted the microphone. Nah, D tier. He does something though, you only use it like once in the entire existence of Injustice Mall, which is it's giving you some stun resistance for the might characters in your team, and you're gonna go ahead and do that against Dawn of Apocalypse boss Joker if you're using King or something like that. It's still situational to care more about it. Servanshi, easy A tier. She's just absolutely great with the puppet. I feel like there's some characters in this tier that could kind of push for a tier above, but at the same time they're not really on the level of what's on the S tier. Just keep in mind that Zero Banshee, Lord Joker, Manta. Yeah, something like this. Those are the tippity top of this tier. There's definitely a difference in power level between some characters here, but again, I can't justify dropping anybody in the B tier or upping anybody to S tier. We got some garbage Black Canary. I don't know which one of them it is. I don't care. We got Sir Batman. D tier is basically a worse version of Predator Batman, who's a worse version of Arkham Knight Batman. So yeah. Got Sir Cyborg D tier. I guess he does something. He regens when he's tagged out. Sir Deadshot F tier. He doesn't do anything. But Sigval, it gives you crit chance. I don't care. Speed Force Flash and Silver Flash D tier, because they do give you fast detections when they're in the team, and you're never gonna need that except for when you do, when you have a Chaos tag in fight where, or a fight where you don't want to tag in and out with Sir Banshee, for example, and you gotta build combo for herself, and you're gonna put one of those in the team to give her some fast detections. Because you don't need fast detections in 99% of the scenarios except that one, so it's not worth putting it on the build. But those guys are gonna help out. It's extremely goddamn specific, but I think they're worth D tier for that. Silver Grenadier, I guess it does something. Silver Grodd F tier. Silver Green Lantern is gonna be all the way up into the B tier, because he's pretty good at supporting Manta and giving him a shield, so you don't have to worry about absolutely anything throughout the entirety of the fight. The new Shazam is, for the free-to-play side of things, F tier or D tier. I guess D tier because he does something, but unironically, over here, I am legit not hating. This man is frustrating to use for the free-to-play side of things. If you got Beta Club, then that's different story. But for the free-to-play side of things, it's just a chore to use him. It's annoying to use him. Why would you ever use this man? Nah, bro. I hate him. Silver Hardy, D tier. Shazam, B tier. Gold Shazam, the good old Shazam. He's a very good character in Arena Champions right now, and he gives you a bit of attack for stories and league rates, though it's not much. Blade Master Robin, actually Silver Robin. Good combo builder, we don't need combo builders. Silver Scarecrow, garbage. We have Sorcerer Doctor Fate, garbage. The Suicide Squad, I don't know, man. I'm just gonna drop them all in the C tier. This is the only team in the game I don't have, and I don't have any need to work towards them, because they are characters that are gonna be pretty good in Arena and Champions right now, but they are legendaries with chests to open to get their gears. And nah, bro, I'm not gonna do that. Server Superman, I guess D tier. He can be annoying to face in Champions right now because sometimes he just doesn't get staggered by hits or damaged or something. F tier. Starfire D tier, I guess, because she does something. For Joker F tier. Gold Sub-Zero. And there's not the silver or legendary Sub-Zero, but whatever. It's gonna be in the D tier. I was just checking if I turned my mic back on after I sneezed, and thankfully I did, because that would have been a lot of lost footage. We got the other Black Canary, which is also F tier. We got Elder Swamp Thing, which is gonna be C tier near Constantine. They are kind of together, being mediocre together. Got the also, you can see that after all the hate I have for Constantine, I still give him C tier, while this garbage of Shazam is in D tier. Silver Wonder Woman F tier, Telekinetic Grodd F tier. Reverse Flash is a decent combo builder that you sometimes use with Silver Banshee, so I guess C tier for that purpose, though. Silver Banshee kind of moved away from that type of gameplay, so I don't know, maybe even D tier or C tier. Again, problem for a lot of those guys is they would be amazing if we had characters that depended on building combo and then doing a fat special, but that type of gameplay has been slowly going away and away and away, and Silver Banshee was the kind of last one doing that, and now she's using puppets. So that gameplay that those characters are built for and good for, it's no longer being used at all. That's the problem with this man and the Robins. Unbreakable Cyborg F tier, Unhinged Harley F tier. Vixen is gonna be in the B tier, I guess. She's kind of the type of support that classic Wonder Woman is, where she can be used anywhere, but she's a bit weaker. The Warrior Queen Wonder Woman D tier because she's got armor pierce on the special one, I guess. And Zatanna's gonna be all the way in the A tier. Good percentage shell damage, good supporting capabilities. She's definitely at the top of the A tier because of the versatility, but I really don't feel like she's pushing it all the way to the S tier. Yeah, that's the tier list. Thanks so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, and I'll hopefully see you on the next one. Goodbye!